Hello, living in Boulder, vlog. It's 9:09 p.m. on May 26, 2018. So last night at like midnight something, I tried to do a video. I uploaded a video, and then I recorded it, and then I uploaded it before watching it, which I normally don't do. And then I wanted to watch it. I don't remember how many long time after, and it was going bang. So I had to. I don't think you can delete videos anymore on YouTube. There's no button for that. So I just had to list it as private. It's now my private video. So someone even commented, they're like, "You have fucked up noise," and I was so I have to do the same video again. I don't know why I did that. I plugged in my microphone, just like I always do. So last time I did a video, I'm creating the Kingdom of Rome. Kingdom of Rome is the same exact size as Boulder County. And so I want to wrap my head all the way around it because it's not that big. It's also about the size of somebody on a bicycle's range, you know, like somebody who rides bikes, the area that they know by heart because they've done everything in there because it's in the range that's like the same size. So that's kind of interesting. So it's like the range of a one-day bike ride. Or so you could say the same thing for a horse, the range of a one-day horse if they're riding their ass off and they've got good trails and stuff. So and that's pretty much the general rule of thumb anyway. Somebody's polity, if you're a king or whatever, duke would be what you can ride your horse around in a day. And then your only personal land would be what you can do a plow in a day. So, and also another good rule of thumb is what you can see with your eyes. Kind of like feel how far off in the distance if you're on a hill. That would be your kingdom. It looks like 150 miles, whatever. So last time I did my video, I was saying that I wanted to plug up all of the buildings and roads to bring Boulder County back to the, thousands of years ago so I could recreate, ancient villages on there. But that seemed boring to me. So the other part of the equation is also to build. And so I figured I would build first because it's more interesting. And so I built a village on the top of the mountain that would have like 500 or whatever houses up there, taking snapshots from the houses from Boulder, actually one house over from my house growing up and then my exact house growing up. And then also different race courses because in my imaginary BouldeRoman, it's everything lifted from Rome, but you don't want to make it too icky for the children because this is designed for children. So you can't talk about training and death and fighting. So the way that I switched it was they're bike racers and they race around. They get to their level, which gives them a certain height for their level. And then they go off to war, but they don't have swords. Because they don't need swords and tools and stuff. They just build stuff differently. That's why they can build such big buildings, just like modern day. And so they would fight by doing jujitsu, and they'd break each other's bones, and then that way, and then their bones would fix after lying there for like 12 hours. So, so they're training. It's a place to train. So they have velodrome and a running track and swimming pools. And also, in my rules, they're also impervious to the cold. So they use the lakes up there for swimming. But then I made, on the next mountain over, I made a neighborhood of lifted from Beverly Park, the poshiest neighborhood that I could find in Beverly Hills. Denzel Washington, Sylvester Stallone, and Barry Bonds, and Eddie Murphy's houses are up there. Sylvester has the nicest view. And then, so everything over timberline, like 11,500 feet, I'm going to call that Cloud City, above Cloud City, because that's where it's always sunny. So that's why the rich would go up there, or people would go up there to vacation. And below that, it's always raining. And it's actually like that a lot of the days here. There's lots of lakes up there too. So I'm getting all of the moated castles that exist and putting them on the side of the lakes up there, and then building neighborhoods with houses. I know a place I want to build a tiny house neighborhood, And then I want to build I have the tallest house in the world up there inside of a lake. And then tents too. I want to find every single place where you would pitch a tent, or a good place to pitch a tent up in the mountains, and put tents, all the different sizes of tents. And then when it's a big area of flat, you put a bunch of tents in tent circle. And then also individual people. I'm going to draw people doing certain things in places where I think, like, there's this big snow patch. I want to do people doing circular yoga. Circular yoga is like where you would have 2 yoga instructors in the middle facing in 2 opposite directions doing it, and then it's people all in a circle, just to utilize the space or make it look neater for Google Earth anyway. And then the lakes will have people floating on those like inflatable mattresses that they have in the pools, and then people swimming around. And the ones that have houses next to them, they'll have rowboats and kayaks on them. Populate the area up there because it's the most beautiful place to have towns, So it's what people do normally. Ridley Scott, when he made Gladiator, made Rome bigger and the Colosseum bigger. So when I'm recreating ancient, Boulder, Rome and Boulder, I'm just going to make it the prettiest places that I could put the houses. And also big houses too. I'm putting the biggest house in the world, Sultan of Brunei's house, up on a mountainside. He gets his own mountaintop just for his house. And it's not so far away from the rich people houses. So you get to see all the comparison of all the different house sizes from modern times, and then just compare it to past times. It's pretty much the same anyway, but I'll illustrate that. So that's what I was talking about in the other video. Only in the other video I hadn't gotten around to the tent idea, where you put a tent in every single place, and then I'm going to draw lines between the tents to show paths, like it's actual trails. And so that's my favorite part. It's super fascinating when you get really high, because imagining people actually living up there and situating up there, up in the mountains, it's beautiful to look at in Google Earth. It has enough detail. I was getting that impression when I was hiking through the Flatirons a couple of years ago, that it'd be cool to put little imaginary houses up there, but you don't have that kind of detail on Google Earth to be able to go into that. But up in the mountains, it's amazing. I'm going to memorize all of it because it's so pretty. And then eventually go up there. But I'm going to have to get some exercise soon. I feel like shit. I feel really bad. Today I helped my mom. Yeah, I pretty much did that all day today. Helped my mom sand this furniture that she got. And then I'll help her paint it tomorrow. So that was a little bit of exercise. But yeah, and then like in a week or whatever, on Wednesday I think it is, my lovely lady is coming to visit me for a couple of weeks, and that's where I'm going to do hiking hardcore. So maybe I'll do lots of cool videos of the experiences and all of the hikes, and I'll show it on Google Earth, maybe even with my own little world superimposed. It'll be fun. The reason I don't do green screen in my videos is because it takes like 3 hours. Even if I only talk for 10 minutes, it takes 3 hours. And while it's doing it, I can barely do the other things on my computer. So I need to get another computer. I'll do that whenever I have the money. And that's when I'll do all the processing while I get to keep working. Or maybe by then I won't actually be using the computer all the time. That's what I'll do. My computer can be processing and I'll be off doing something else. But I really have to focus all the time if I'm going to get this done. You just have to go into auto mode and get all of this and do it all at once, and then do it all later. Like last night, I was collecting all of the screen captures of the buildings that I want to put up in the mountains, So anyways, I think I've talked long enough, but it's been like 4 days. Look at peace out.